project is really addressing broadly wellness within the Tohono O'odham community. That's physical wellness, spiritual, emotional, social, economic wellness. Really are all, like we say, they're all spokes on a wheel. And if you remove one, the entire thing becomes weakened. Specifically, the health issue is that in 1960, no tribal member had ever had diabetes, and today 70% of adults over 35 have type 2 diabetes. Kids as young as 4 and 5 years old are being diagnosed with it. So we really saw the need to rebuild a food system that serves to meet the wellness needs of the community, a food system which promotes physical wellness in terms of preventing diabetes and obesity, but also promotes social wellness, cultural wellness, economic wellness, family wellness, kind of broadly defined. And so, how do we pull together the various partners and the leadership to really come up with a long-term plan and strategy for doing that?
TOCA, being in the community for 14 years, has established events over the years, such as the Baitach Camp, which is coming up at this weekend, where community members come out to Papago Farms, where we farm about 100 acres, but we also create a space for people to camp out. So we provide meals and the tools to go pick the baitach, which is the saguaro fruit, and then show how to process and turn it into a syrup, but also mix in the culture with traditional singing and blessings and traditional dances throughout the weekend. And so that has been established for many, many years now, as well as our traditional harvest and games that we do in October. So when the food is ready to be harvested at the farm, we combine it with like an O'odham Olympics, is what some people call it, because it's all traditional O'odham games that were played for centuries, and then give away to the community for the foods that we harvested.
For us, there's a lot of specific activities, but broadly defined, we're really trying to redevelop a sustainable food system. A system that deals with production of foods, with processing of foods, with cultural expressions around foods, with the consumption and cooking of foods, with the distribution and access to foods. And so we're really looking at all levels of creating a new food system where the traditional food system that did sustain the O'odham for countless generations has largely been lost. And so how do we take the best of that tradition and reclaiming the tradition with some new things and combine them in a way that's sustainable for the future?
We're in the process of working with young people now. There's many young people on our reservation who have grown up with the foods, the language, and the culture as part of their family and who they are. But there are also a lot of O'odham youth who have not, and so it's with the kids who have grown up, it's not really cool to be so much in the culture and the food. What we're doing now is outreach into the schools, into the after-school programs, anywhere where there's kids. We don't do the programming for those places like the school. The school will contact us if they're interested in having us to do a cooking demo, or the recreation centers will have us come over and do a class. Every once in a while we'll ask for space to be able to do classes and things like that. But we really feel like people should want to come to us to ask for the information or to have something done, so we know that they're interested and that there's like a buy-in, and they're willing to participate more than us, saying, here, this is what here are the foods, here's how you cook them, that there's some kind of interest, and we really want to be able to use our time wisely, but also our resources, and be able to promote the foods. And so we do a lot. We do taste testings. We take kids out to the farm. We do the seasonal harvesting is open to everybody who wants to participate, where you actually get hands-on learning how to pick, how to process. And so it's really an open door to people being able to learn more about if they want to learn. But with the kids, we try to as much as we can to accommodate teachers and, places where they do serve the kid population or youth population.
A lot of kids, 2 of their 3 meals a day are coming from school. And so we need to, and we're focusing on, and part of our long-term plan is to really change school meals, because the foods that they're getting just play right into the diabetes. They're high carb, high sugar meals, and that's not helping the kids physically, and it's not helping them educationally. And then we also are working with a lot of kind of teenage youth who are starting to take more and more of a leadership role within the whole initiative, both on our staff and as part of what they're calling youth. It's Young O'odham
United Through Health.
United Through Health, Young O'odham United Through Health. And so we have a group of young people who are really taking on leadership in the initiative. The federal government and federal policies are so prevalent on the reservation, whether it's the commodity distribution program and the junk that they pretty much are putting out there, whether it's the school lunch program, which is not meeting the nutritional needs of the kids. So there's just, whether it's the local school level or the federal level, we really need to deal with a lot of the food policies that are there. Well, I think, just long-term, not so much through the initiative. The initiative is still really in that planning phase. But, as Karen mentioned, we've been around for 13 years, and we've seen, for example, the production of traditional O'odham foods. One of the key staples is the tepary bean, and 6 or 7 years ago, we couldn't get 100 pounds of them. And this last year, our farm grew about 70,000 pounds. So we're starting to see that redevelopment of the production of the traditional foods. Now we're running into needing to begin to deal with the processing and distribution and access, getting people access to them. So I think that we've really seen a huge success in increasing the production of a lot of the traditional foods.